on iHeartMedia and Fox Sports. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Ukraine incursion by Russia in the war in the U.S. I've been supportive of Ukraine since before this got going. And this past week, I've changed my stance on this. I cannot support President Zelensky any further. That doesn't mean I don't support the population, the civilians that are caught up in this debacle in the Ukraine, or his military. That honestly, they don't have a choice. So here's why: the United States. It's pretty well known that Biden is corrupt. He and Hunter did some bad things over there. Zelensky wants to play the good guy, but I got to tell you, I believe that Zelensky is as crooked and as corrupt as the Biden or the Biden family is, or the rest of the Biden administration that has been traveling over there. There's no sense in the VP going, Kamala Harris, other than to embarrass herself on the world stage. The Attorney General Yellen was over there a week and a half ago, handed Zelensky a check for another $500 million. Last week they approved another $400 million. And, all total, I believe, I'm looking at information from the Foreign Council on Foreign Relations. They report that the U.S. aid, without the other 500 and 400 million, is a total of 76.8 billion. I don't believe that. I believe we've exceeded 100 billion dollars going to Ukraine. Supposedly 5% of that, or $39.9 billion, has gone to humanitarian, emergency food assistance, health care, refugee support, and other humanitarian aids. That's why the people are still suffering. Okay, they don't have clothes, they don't have heat, they don't have water, they don't have food. Or chasing their dinner around with a stick, having to build a campfire. Yeah, okay, so $4 billion has been a lot of help to these people. The financial aid is like $26.4 billion, or 34% of that $76 billion number, which is supposed to be budgetary aid through the economic support funds, loans, and other financial support. How do you define that? What does that mean? That's smoke and mirrors. The other, here's another one. $18.3 billion, or 24% of the 76.8, is another quasi security assistance, training equipment, weapons, logistics support, and other assistance provided through the Ukraine security count. You know what? This is more smoke and mirrors. Okay, so now we've got 18.3 supposedly for security assistance. We have another 23.5 billion, another 31% for weapons and equipment that keeps going up. Weapons, equipment from the Defense Department stock. What they're doing is they're running the U.S. Military ammunition and material right in the toilet, just like Biden promised, through presidential drawdowns. Okay, so you got to look at Biden's motive, and I'm going to get to that in a minute to get this thing wrapped up. So there's another 4.7 million for grants and loans for weapons and equipment through the Foreign Military Financing Program. At the same time, there's another, I think, $1.7 billion committed by Canada. I'm going to have to fact check that number, but anyway, these numbers that I'm giving you that are basically through January 24th of 22 to January 15th of 23. So we're missing 2 months. A lot of stuff's going on. So here's my take. We can't control the wants and desires of Putin. Putin's a crook. He's a thug. We know what he wants. He wants Crimea. He wants the seaports. That's one thing. So the United States, Biden, without congressional and senatorial approval, has, they got a couple of morons in there called Austin and Milley that already have proven they're basically intellectually naked with the affairs of Afghanistan, leaving 80, 90 million dollars worth of equipment over there, turning it over to the Afghan Taliban and letting them run a country over there. So what's wrong with that picture? Everything. They left Americans behind. It's going to go down in history as one of the stupidest things that the United States has ever done. Anybody on the planet. Yeah, I mean, who does that? Milley, Biden, Austin. At the same time, they're concerned with genitalia confusion in the military. But that's a story for another time. Getting back to it. So they have put rules of engagement regulations on Zelensky. He can't fight the war to win the war. He's got enough money to take Putin, push him back to Red Square. The way you win a war is, Zelensky, hit the Russian homeland, start taking out their infrastructure like they Biden won't let him do that. You need to do the math. Here's what I think. Biden's corrupt. There's too much money changing hands between the Bidens and the Zelensky staff. And here's the deal. If Zelensky were to win the war, at some point in time, Biden and his family and his administration are going to be under scrutiny. They're going to be investigated. That said, I don't have any confidence. Anything that the Congress does, even there's GOPers there, they keep having these oversight committees and these big congressional investigations. Guess what? Nothing ever happens. There's no teeth. We don't have their DOJ and the AG. They don't have any teeth. They're Democrats. Nothing's going to happen. But if this were to go to 2024 and we had the right people in there to start an investigation and hold these people accountable, who's going to testify against who? The only guy left, I'm sure all the guys that Biden bullied, got money from, or favors from, whatever the case was, they're in exile or they're dead. I mean, there's been a lot of their high-level guys that have gone south. Sounds like blackmail to me. That's what I think. They're basically holding the American people hostage with the money that we're sending. Look, we can't send aid to Ohio for the train wreck, the train derailment, which doesn't surprise me because the biggest derailment in history is called the Biden administration. We've got open borders we can't take care of. We've got runaway inflation. We've got runaway fuel prices, downgrading the energy supply in the U.S. I mean, what else is this guy going to do? He's going to get us in a fight with China. He's trying to get into a shooting war with Russia and China. Those two guys have partnered. We're done. Then he's beating his chest. Yeah, well, I told him we were going to blow up Nord Stream 2. Well, guess what? He made a bunch of enemies because half the people over there, the European partners, depend on that natural gas resource that now they don't have. Why? Because he was blowing up the pipeline, trying to hurt all the stuff that they put on Russia. It's made Russia stronger. China's bolstering their energy revenues. They're partnering with war machines and the wherewithal to get it done. So where is this going? It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well for Biden. It's not going to end well for Zelensky, and it shouldn't. And it shouldn't end well for Putin either way. The thing that I care about are the civilians in the Ukraine. We're sending money over there. We're sending clothes and stuff that they can't get and here the report is saying, oh yeah, well we sent $4 billion over there in humanitarian aid. I can tell you what, there's 3,000 ton sitting in Germany. They can't get there. What's up with that? The other thing I want to ask you, where is the congressional or senatorial oversight or accountability on where this money's going? I don't believe there is any. You do the math. I'm Don McDowell, huntingfishing.com.